Hello everyone and welcome to episode 45 of the CWA, the Real World Draft series here on the channel, as it is Dungeon Wars time, as we have two Dungeon Wars matches lined up ready to go, as this is going to be an interesting card, because usually I think we have a lot more matches on our pay-per-views than these. We got 5 matches listed for this pay-per-view. Obviously, the 2 Dungeon Wars matches. We have an opener with Taya Valkyrie and Toni Storm, which the television taping before this show, so the go-home show, they, we had a little building of towards this matchup after the tag match where Toni Storm and Taya got into it, with Paige helping out Toni Storm, obviously, and making it more of like a 2-on-1 affair. So they're gonna settle their differences here at Dungeon Wars. Plus, we have the 4-way match for the winner. It's gonna get a unique opportunity, and we'll find out more about that. Hopefully on this show. No, we will. As we also have Heroes Made of Stone. Chris Hero and Martin Stone taking on the Monster Mafia as another undercard matchup, and of course the only title match on the card, Sasha Banks taking on Candice LeRae as for the CWA Women's title. As that should be exciting. This is going to be an interesting show, because I think there's going to be a lot of things as far as guys working too long because of the basically where they're at on the card as far as presentation-wise and whatnot, and perception and whatnot. So that's going to be tough to really decide on. There's going to be a lot of, I think the Dungeon Wars matches are going to maybe not do as well as I'd hope, thanks to that, but we'll see what happens when we actually run the show. Let's run it. As we have Hiroshi Tanahashi taking on Wade Barrett in the pre-show. Wild that we have Tanahashi on a pre-show, but that's just kind of where we're at on for this series. Tanahashi has not really been too great for us. As you see there, 44-39 for Wade Barrett. He wins with a high fly flow. Then Ray Phoenix and Petey Williams, as you see Ray Phoenix just getting an easy win with the Meteor in 9:52. Yeah, I mean, obviously Ray Phoenix is the fucking man. The 75. Good stuff there. So we have the Dungeon Wars intro with basically everybody that's in the main event Dungeon Wars matchup as the 3v3v3 Dungeon Wars match. As the openers are 32, as Toni Storm getting the win with the strong 0 thanks to interference by Paige there. So yeah, cooled the crowd actually, and it turned off the crowd. The crowd's turned off by having match outside the pre-show between workers they don't have any investment in. So that's the story of this fucking series. Let me tell you, my God. As another low rating there at 36, as Heroes Made of Stone beating the Monster Mafia in 9:44 again. Crowd were turned off by having a match outside the pre-show between workers they don't have any investment in, and it cooled the crowd even a little bit more. So Hero getting the win, though, with the Hero's Welcome on Ethan Page at 9:44. Hero with a 50. Josh Alexander with a 46. 41 for Ethan Page and a 40 for Martin Stone. So there we go. The women's title matchup as Sasha Banks getting the win with the Banks statement in 13-18, as getting the submission win. Sasha Banks making defense number 4 of her CW Canadian Women's Championship as a 72 for Sasha, 49 for Candice LeRae. Obviously, Sasha pulling out those great ratings as always, making that worth it. So then, afterwards, post-match interview, as Renee trying to get a war with the Women's Champion, as Sasha just like, how many times I have to say it, how many times I have to prove it. I am the boss, Sasha Banks. I am the best women's wrestler in the world today. There's nobody that can touch me. I'll prove it time and time again. Line them all up. I'll take them all down. So it's just Sasha Banks still being very high on herself, very much knowing that she is the best woman on the roster. As we've proven it here once again by defending her championship successfully. So now for the 4v4 Dungeon Wars matchup. So it starts off with Ibushi and Tomohiro Ishii. They're starting off obviously every 2 minutes the participant enters the match, as looks like No Mercy is going to have the advantage, obviously. So you have Go Shiozaki next. Another 2 minutes goes by. In comes Matt Jackson. Another 2 minutes goes by. And in comes the surprise for No Mercy, and it's Hiromu Takahashi. So obviously with Nakajima's injury, we kind of had to do something. I had an idea, but he was not ready yet to be on the show. So that just sucked, because that would have been awesome, but it would have been huge to see. But that's the way she goes. Then we have, with Nick Jackson, finally it's Kenta, and then Kenny Omega there at the end. As Kenny coming in there hot, as we're, basically we're almost into the 22-23 minute mark, and then Kenny Omega with the fucking one-winged angel, 1-2-3 on Kenta, not the fucking submission win. Fuck that shit. that shit's dumb. First of all, we don't even know what he tapped him out with, so it's just might as well one-winged angel, 1-2-3. Simple as that. So the team of the Golden Elite getting the win there over Kenta, Go Shiozaki Demarishi, and then the filling in for Katsuhiko Nakajima, No Mercy, for Hiromu Takahashi. But he outperformed everybody on this team. So that wasn't enough, though. So they got 52. Yep. Yep, and Go was off his game, hence why the 32 happened, and Matt Jackson's getting stale on this gimmick. As for the four-way matchup, Kevin Steen's going to get the win there, and again, not a submission, package pile driver on John Morrison in 16 minutes, as Kevin Steen actually was the worst guy, well, not the worst, Jesus Christ, was not the best guy in the match. Sami Zayn outperformed him just by one there with a 63, 57s for Miz and Morrison, as I figured this match would do better than that 4v4 Dungeon Wars matchup, plus I wanted to have a break in between the two Dungeon Wars matches. So Kevin Steen gets the win, and we find out what that unique opportunity is by Bret Hart. And as we're backstage here, right after the match, Kevin Steen, selling, holding his, holding the neck, holding an arm, something. He's selling the grueling matchup with that he just had in the four-way matchup. So Bret goes, "Oh, Kevin, congratulations, you've won, obviously, and this is now what did you win? Your opportunity is this, the Stewart Cup Classic. It's coming up." And what's going to happen is all the champions are going to get a bye. And now you. Thanks to your fatal four-way win, you have earned yourself a bye into the second round of the Stewart Cup. So that's a big opportunity for Kevin Steen, as he is happy to hear that. Obviously, whoever wins the Stewart Cup will go on to have a title match later on. So that's a huge opportunity for Kevin, gaining that same opportunity that not only Pac has, not only Roderick Strong has. So that's going to be huge for him. That is for sure. And now the main event. So it's going to start like this. So it's going to be, there's three right out the gate. So there's going to be Naomichi Marufuji, Shima, Brody King. That's the first three. Out comes Tommy in for Dark Order. They're the first one. So the Dark Order have the advantage there. Next 2 minutes, in comes Roderick Strong. Next 2 minutes, in comes Bryan Danielson, not Brody Lee. He's going to let the Big F and Rig kind of, have the be the end of it, as for the anchor of the team, if you will. Obviously, then comes Brock Lesnar, in comes Pac, then in comes Bryan Danielson. Now all 9 men are in the ring, now the match has to end. So, the way this goes, though, this is by order of elimination. So you have to at least beat both members of the team. So, what happens is, first you have the team of Bryan Danielson, Brody Lee, Naomichi Marufuji, the Babyface team. They take out Dark Order thanks to Big F and Rig taking out Brody King. Discus Lariat. Then into a cattle mutilation by Bryan Danielson. So we have that, bam, bam, elimination for Dark Order. So now it's down to Blood Generation in the Babyface team. Bryan Danielson gets Pac into the corner. He's putting the boots to him, kicks him right into the cage door. Picks, when he comes back in, does Pac, he's obviously staggered, dazed from head first into the cage. Fucking big boot from Brody. Naomichi Marufuji goes up top, fucking leg drops him on the back of his head as, Pac's kind of laying there after the fucking discus lariat. He's not laying face up, he's, face down. Cattle mutilation again. Pac is basically knocked unconscious at this point as the referee just, signals for the bell. Your winner, the Babyface team of Bryan Danielson, Brody Lee, and Naomichi Marufuji. You see that Tommy Enda had a fucking abdominal muscle contusion. That is tough. He probably went fucking stomach first into the cage or something, as that is tough. Pac outperformed everybody. The 81, Bryan with a 71. You had Brock Lesnar with a 58, which is just sad. Brody Lee with a 69. Marufuji with a 52. Shima with a 53. Roddy with a 65. Figured Brody King and Tommy Inn would be the worst of everybody. Hence why I wanted to have the Dark Order out first. But yeah, still a fun little main event. Tommy Inn, working through the injury, took a big toll on him as well. He might have done a little bit better. Might actually have outperformed Shima. It's hard to tell that, but that's the main event. That was a noticeable pop from the crowd when Pac came out. Hell yeah. And then, yeah, Tommy Inn's muscle contusion. And he got heat backstage because he's the one who caused the botch. Oh my god. Pac is a fucking bad boy here. As A 61 for the actual show. Could have been worse. Could have been better, obviously. I am happy at least the main event, it was, the best Dungeon Wars matchup. Kind of wild that actually the women's match was the best match, the women's title match. That's awesome for Sasha. I thought about making that the in-between match, making the Fatal 4-Way before the Dungeon Wars. That probably would have made a lot more sense, looking back on it, but it was still about the same, because you have the match with the angle, and so obviously the undercard sucked, and I think it took away some of it, but it's still, the overall rating was based because the main event had a 61. We lost this pop in one region, but that's not terrible. So we're going to put over Pac. We're going to put over Sasha. We're going to put over Kevin as well. Just to give him some love. Awesome. And now, end of Dungeon Wars means the start for the Stuart Cup, as I believe it's going to be 16 wrestlers. I believe. It might be 32. Not exactly sure yet. I haven't really put it together as of right now. I know who's going to win, who's going to be the finals, but I don't know exactly how it's all going to play out. As, the Stuart Memorial Cup Classic is coming up. I'm hoping it could be a one-night tournament. Hopefully, fingers fucking crossed. But obviously, we shall see. So thank you all, as we'll catch you guys next time. We only got 2 more months of this series. We got the Stuart Memorial Cup, and then we're going to end it at Cold Fury. You see there, Pac Brody Lee. How we're going to get there. Pretty simple, but hey, I think there's going to be a little wrinkles in some of the plans. You might think it's going to go one way, maybe the other. Maybe the champion Pac will win the Star Memorial Cup Classic, and in the finals he'll beat Brody Lee, but then Brody's going to have the number 1 contendership. There's a lot of different ways we can go about it, so we'll have to climb aboard, get on the fucking hype train for Stuart Memorial Cup Classic, and enjoy the ride. Thank you all. And take care, everyone.